Full disclosure, guys, I was going to edit this video, like use the green screen and put something cool behind, but this isn't that kind of video. This is just kind of a addressing some shit type of video, so I'm just going to leave the green screen in. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and I just got done watching this video from Butter the Insider. I wish I could just directly show you this post. But yeah, I got it's right up here at the top. You guys can see it. I just did it as a community post. You know, I didn't see the video of what Tim said. I was just told what was said at the event, and I saw Butter posted it. I'll tell you why. I don't watch a lot of these, and I'm gonna say it. This is a petty video, so this is not a little kid video. You probably don't want your kids in the living room or wherever you're watching this video, because I'm probably going to get petty in this video. I don't watch a lot of these fucking garbage channels. Let me just say that. And now that I know what the actual situation is in terms of what some of these creators and stuff are going to do, I'm beef king if that's what it is. I'm all about it. You know, the moniker at the end of the video is when I say stay petty, my friends, I mean that shit. Roll the intro.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest
Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Represent, got it.
So I made a video a few days ago that said I thought, you know, Tim Kaniskis might be mad at me and Butter the Insider, right? And I talked about this a little bit. I had a friend of mine that's big in the Mopar community, getting there, ask if it was okay for them to share my phone number with somebody at Dodge. And I was like, okay. I'll be your Huckleberry. So then I get a text which comes in reportedly from Tim Kaniskis. Now, I verified the phone number. Being where I work, that's not hard for me to do. And yeah, it was actually Tim Kaniskis. He sent me a text message. I won't get into the details of the text message, but it was basically like, yo, we're not bad. I'm not mad at you or Butter or whatever the situation is. And this is I didn't see the video. I didn't see what Tim had said, which let me roll that clip here.
Driving me crazy, not with you guys, but the new business model for getting clicks is just mix it up and make sure that you guys got all the right information ahead of time to stop some of the speculation, because the new business model is make up everything, and then if 2% of it's right, yeah, you won. 2% of it's right.
So basically, look, I've been in intelligence for, even outside of being retired, right, from the government, 22 years. Getting information is like a trade for me. It's what I've done. And I saw what Tim said, where he's like, yeah, we got everything and we get 2% right. I mean, I hate to say it, but I think our track record between myself and Butter the Insider is well above 98%. Well above. I even knew when Tim Kaniskis was coming back to the fucking company. But I guess I just guessed that, right? I just kept throwing my credibility out there on the information that I was getting. And I just guessed everything. If that was the case, I needed to go buy a stack of fucking Powerball tickets, because I'd be rich. But it's not just that. We also have this.
Do you suck dicks? Customers who don't say RAM approve truth.
So he actually brought us there to basically crack down on them. They're trying a whole new marketing campaign to kind of like combat all this BS that you see online.
New business model is make up everything, and then if 2% of it's right, yeah, you won. 2% of it's right.
Why is RAM targeting everyone not in that room? Because we exercise free speech and talk about stuff, because we share leaks backed by documentation and stuff, because we're earlier on information than those other outlets are? or because we challenge the actual narrative that people put out there, and they just cannot stand it.
Now, this is literally, I think, like the company trying to set a narrative to maybe discredit myself, Butter the Insider, even OC Motivator in some cases, because we put out information that they don't want, right? But the people that they're trying to use to discredit us have some of the worst fucking track record in the industry. Like, look at this jackass at Mopar Insiders, which, by the way, I'm passing out eated dicks today and everything.
Do you suck dicks?
So he actually brought us there to basically crack down on them. They're trying a whole new marketing campaign to kind of like combat all this BS that you see online.
Now, full disclosure, when it comes to the Mopar Insider dude, like we were cool at some point, shared information or whatever. But this is a website in Mopar Insiders that, they came out and said, let me just talk about a couple things, right? Because we were right and they were fucking wrong. Let's just keep it 100, right? Let's keep the record where it is, all right? Me and Butter were telling you that the Hemi would be available from the base bullshit to the top. Now, it's not available in the tungsten and whatever the other fucking model is, all right? But, remember Mopar Insiders? It won't be available in the Laramie or the Longhorn. It won't be available in Unlimited. It's only going to be available in the Tradesman. Wrong. Fucking wrong. Did they come out and say that they were wrong? Of course not. No, that's not their thing. They're legacy media. Like I'm keying them with the same shit I would do on my regular news channel when I go after CNN or MSNBC or any of these other fucking crackpots. All right. And that's what these guys are doing. Did they come out, like Butter said in his video, and issue a retraction or correct the record when they were wrong about the Hemi coming to the Dundee plant? And me and Butter had pictures and documentation and actual internal memos that showed the shit was being built in Mexico, and they would house those engines at Dundee, like store them. No, of course Mopar Insiders didn't correct that record. Of course not. And then, I said I haven't talked about these before. I've avoided talking about these fucking weirdos over at Pickup Truck plus SUV Talk. Let me just run this clip from these fucking retards.
Fun for me to sit back and have him call out people making shit up, basically what he said. Because there's a few channels on YouTube I've seen over the years, and I've asked them who their sources are, and they basically shut me down. And he sees the same stuff.
Do you suck dicks?
I basically asked them what his sources were, and they basically shut me down. Aren't you supposed to be a fucking journalist? Get your own fucking sources. Why is it my responsibility to tell you, to give you my sources, to give you the information I get? I pay for that shit. Fuck you. Personally. Eat a dick. Personally. That's where I'm at. See, the difference between Butter and Butter is much more politically correct than me. Best believe. If it was on some diplomacy shit, you better get Butter. Because that ain't me. I'm not. Fuck that guy. Fuck Mopar Insiders. Fuck all the rest of them fucks that wanted to laugh and giggle and kiki and shit. When their track record beats mine and Butter the Insiders, come talk to me. Until then, eat the biggest, fattest fucking dick ever. Period. That's where I'm at. See, I don't need a corporate sponsorship. I don't need to be in the inside. I don't need to be cool. Because my sources, that's the fun part for me. My sources are even above where Tim is. The reason why I'm months ahead, and I must always be guessing this shit 98% of the time, right? I must be pulling this shit out of my ass. My asshole would be like this right now with all the shit I'd be pulling out. You have to be kidding me. This is called common sense. The track record is what the track record is. We were the first to come back and tell you that the Hemi was coming. We were the first to come back and tell you where it was being built. We told you models that were coming. We've told you who the friggin' executives were that were coming back. I think the track record speaks for its fucking self. Now, these jackasses over at Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, he didn't tell me his sources. He just shut me down. Yes, I told you to eat a fucking dick. Because they were like, oh, this is before the CRAs were coming down, right? When you, and I don't want to keep expounding, like harping on this, but when you're somebody like me, and I'm a defense contractor by trade, all my stuff is public. My company's public. It's not hard to find. When you're a defense contractor like me, and you've worked in intelligence for so long, it's not hard to know who to talk to, especially in government. So, like talking to the EPA and finding out that CRAs were going to be presented to the House of Representatives, that was one of the things that Pickup Truck Plus talked. Well, who's your sources? The fucking EPA, jackass, dumbass. You're a journalist. Can't you go, like, how the fuck did you get a journalism degree and you couldn't figure that out? Tell me how that works. I mean, I guess they just give out those pieces of paper if you pay enough money at school now. What I can tell you is this. Am I hating on this weirdo? No. He can make all the weirdo shit he wants, but he's also the most anti-truck channel I've ever seen. They were pro the Diesel Emission Reduction Act. Brought on people talking about how it was important, why they need it. Guess what? That shit got shut down. Fuck y'all. That shit got shut the fuck down. I don't know how you could be a pickup truck YouTube channel and be pro, let's screw the emissions down further. I can't believe Ram invited you to a fucking event. I don't know. Maybe they just like weirdos. And as for Mopar insiders, I've already said what I've said about them. I did a whole video cooking those motherfuckers. I don't care. I will say this, the same way Butter said. If the new method or track thing or the new advertising thing that they're going to do at Ram is to try to come after, and here's the thing, you know how much effort I put into getting this information? That much. Didn't take a lot. I could 10 times intensify that, hire people to bring people on and expose the Volkswagen bug size holes in the hull of your ship, because that thing leaks like a son of a bitch. And I could literally lean in if I really wanted to. Just saying. Look, I'm appreciative for the information and the employees that trust me with their jobs, because them giving me that information could trust me with their jobs. But some of my sources, some of my most valuable sources, are above all the executives at Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. They make the decisions on where the money goes. So for me, I'm not too worried about if individual CEOs are, going to create a campaign with individual YouTubers and bullshit websites that want to try to come after our credibility. I'll put it like this. Regardless of, because I know the other thing is it'll be like, well, TK, they're saying personally, you're a horrible person. Like, you get into fights and you do all this other shit. I don't care. That shit has nothing to do with the information that we post. I'll just put it like this. I let the track record speak for itself. I'm pretty sure, and I know Tim watches some of these videos, I'm pretty sure Tim was probably like, how the fuck does this guy know I had a phone call at John Elkin? You think somebody at a factory somewhere told me that information? Where do you think I got that from? How did I know that you were coming back to Ram? I thought you were coming back as CEO, full disclosure. But how do I know that you were coming back? The highest of high sources told me. The reason why myself and Butter the Insider are so good at what we do is putting it out is because we don't ask for permission. We love that whole shit. You know, you saw the video earlier about the Ram commercial. I fucking love that shit. This is America. And I ain't talking about the Childish Gambino, This Is America. This is America. America, if I got to say it that way. And last I checked, we have freedom of speech. I can say whatever the fuck I want. If somebody's giving me that information, I do have that journalistic ability to say it, put it out there. If Ram and Stellantis directly doesn't want that information out there, tighten up. Plug the goddamn holes in your ship. Because the problem is not me or Buddy the Insider. It's your own self. Anywho's, I'm sorry. I know I went a little hard here, and I really got into some of these people, but I didn't see that video. I didn't see that. And look, and I'm probably, maybe Tim sends me another text and says, "Oh, it's not like that" or whatever. I don't know Tim like that. He was nice enough to reach out. I respect him for that. And I'm not mad at Tim. Tim's doing his job. We could possibly, us putting out the information, could change things or make them have to accelerate timelines or do other stuff with products. I understand that. Tighten up your house then. That'd be the only thing I could say to the other TK is tighten up your house. Because as long as they're willing to give me the information, I'm going to take it. And I'll report on it. And these little Mickey Mouse ass YouTubers like Pickup Truck Talk or Pickup Truck Plus dumbasses and Mopar insiders, I leave it with this. You know what y'all can do? I was going to say you could suck from the back, but y'all could do me one big favor. Go eat a fucking dick. I only say that because I don't care. And here's the other wonderful thing for me. I go to SEMA. You'll see, like, we have little crowds and stuff. We hang around. I chop it up with people. If the dudes from Pickup Truck Plus are in their feelings, or Mopar insiders are in their feelings, I'm a man. You can tell me to catch a square at any time. I'll be in Detroit for an event. Come out. Tell me to catch a square. I'm all about it. For me, to laugh and kiki because you're an insider with Ram, I will forever get information before you. Get that inside information from Ram that's 3 months late. We'll see how who has more views and who has more analytics on their websites and YouTube channels. And like I said last time I checked, my track record beats both you fucking bums. Shout out to my dude Butter the Insider. He's a little bit, like I said, a little bit more politically correct than me. I don't expect this video to be monetized. I already know better. But I did need to post a response on it because, yeah, fuck all that. Anywho's, you know what I'm about to do, right? The whole video, we stayed petty. Stay petty, my friends.
Go suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick. Suck a dick, suck a huge or small.